Hey, what's up, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Big Shook, host of the Undrafted Outlaw Sports Show. Man, listen, if you want some real down south, Louisiana-style Cajun food, you need to go check out DB's Cajun Kitchen. Yo, they got lobster and grits, seafood boils, signature fries, signature po' boys, signature egg rolls, and desserts. Oh, and my favorite, them gumbo tacos. Yo, they open from 11 to 8, Wednesday to Monday, 7 to 5:30 on Sunday. Located in North Las Vegas at 4343 North Rancho Drive. They even have to-go ordering and catering. Hit them up, 725-780-1850, or go to the website, dbcajunkitchen.com. So, yo, don't just tell your friends about me. Tell them about DB's Cajun Kitchen.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
Draws on the show. What's going on, guys? It is Thursday. This is the day that we talk love. If you try to avoid it all week, that's on you, because today is the day that we are definitely going to talk about it right here on the sexiest station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. And I am your favorite sexy chocolate love prescriber, Mizz Love Doctor. Yay! And when there is love, there is always inner love. And you already know when there's inner love, there's beauty that shines on the outside. We got
shining too today. Oh, Jesus is hot. Hi, y'all. Happy Thursday. Let's talk love.
On the beat in the building. So please be sure to comment, love, and share this show if you want to call in and be a part of the conversation. 702-551-5261. We definitely would love to hear from you. You already know what our rules are. Just keep it respectful and classy.
That's it.
Don't call in here showing your assy, because that's not going to go and it's not going to passy.
Okay.
But definitely, I got bars.
Flow.
Bars. We share love and we talk love, but we want you guys to know, if nobody has told you this week that they love you, we would definitely like to be the first. Yeah. We love you. And
I'm the second.
You can't go through life without this same said thing of love. So as much as some people try to avoid it and hate it, you need it. So we love you. We're gonna give it to you anyway. And then you guys know that we always show love to each other. So but before we do that, and with our mental health check-in, we definitely have a guest of love in the building today. And y'all already know how we feel when we got some God-given testosterone in the building.
It be very few. I make sure that my eye contact looks this way, okay? I be like, okay.
Listen, we love the men to come in and talk with us, because their heart matters just as much as our heart matters.
They do.
And who we have in the building is a veteran entertainer, a future attorney, okay?
Period.
You gotta have attorney friends on your side. A business manager, and kings and queens we have, is it Devon or DEVON?
You
You can go by either.
Nope. Say it. How you
All
say
right,
it?
Devon. And Devon's
All
what my
right.
mama called me.
Devon's,
So.
Okay.
that's Devon. That's
Hey,
what we can call
Devon.
you. Devon Savage,
going?
formerly known as Savage. Y'all give it up for Savage in the building. So thank you.
Y'all just
Round of
make me feel
applause.
so warm and welcome already. How am I supposed to
I
follow
appreciate
that?
that.
That's just beautiful. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being a guest of Let's Talk Love. And we always want to know like how everybody's doing. So we definitely got to check on you too. So today, our check-in is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be in honor of the man that we have in the house.
Okay.
We have done Dr. Ebony's My Therapy cards before. But this one is the men's edition. Y'all see, he got a nice little
See,
color
she
blocking
don't be
outfit
tripping.
on.
She
He got
don't be
nice. He
tripping.
got a nice outfit on. I love his outfit.
She
on
made
there.
sure that everyone is touched.
Okay,
Everyone.
so out of the 3 categories, there's habits, mindsets, or triggers. Which way y'all wanna go?
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Now, we talked about before, we're going to get vulnerable. Let's go trigger.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking the same.
All right.
one.
It's okay. You can still do triggers.
I was just saying. I was like, okay, Marky, I'm
All
gonna
right,
be
you'll put
triggered.
one. Don't ring it. Don't read it.
Okay.
Don't look.
Okay, which one you want?
Okay, I'm gonna do triggers. That's what I.
We can
was
all do
like.
triggers. Let's go.
Exactly. That's why I was like, let me, because
I'm
that's
good
the
with
one
that.
that I wouldn't want to.
Right.
So let
right.
me do it. You
Right.
feel me?
I
I'm
didn't
like-
want to.
That's what
I wanted to go mindset, but we here now. So
That's what
All right,
I'm
let me
saying.
see. Let me see. Bam. Okay, so there is an emotional wheel that comes with this, and I'm gonna name them, and you
Okay.
guys give me 3 of the emotions that you currently feel,
Okay.
and then you read your card and answer it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Now we can make it juicy where we all answer each other's card.
Hell yeah.
Y'all
Yes.
know we make up the rules as we go. This is
Yeah.
our life.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you
Damn.
It's your show.
Everybody
Bet.
answers each card?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, out of the emotional wheel, we got sad, happy, guilty, afraid, ashamed, jealous, excited, or angry.
Damn.
Give me 3 of those that you may have some type of feelings towards.
Okay. Wow.
Am I going first?
Yes.
Whoever.
Guests always go first.
Yeah,
right?
whoever.
Okay. We're hospitable.
We could do happy, guilty,
Okay.
and what are my other options? I only focus.
was a lot.
Afraid, ashamed, jealous, excited, angry.
Excited. So excited, happy, guilty.
Okay. We don't have to say why unless you want to.
I'm happy because God is good all the time.
Oh,
And all the time, God is good.
Yeah, so-
Okay. Okay.
I get the blessing of being here in a great company and the opportunity to have great conversation and stimulating mindsets. So I'm definitely happy and excited about that. Guilty because, and we'll get into it later, but who I was before as opposed to who I am now is why I feel guilty. And we'll explain that a little bit later.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh,
You want me to go next?
Yes, because
Okay. The 3 I can say is excited, happy, and I'm gonna say guilt too. I'm happy because I have a choice to be. I don't have to not be happy. You know? And I have the space and opportunity to be happy regardless of what's going on. I can just insert little happiness in there.
Right.
Like, tried it. I'm excited because I can feel the change in the air. I can feel brand new opportunities. I can feel new revamping. I can feel the rebuilding and the restructuring of a lot of different layers of my life. And I'm going to say guilt because it's something that I definitely have to deal with as far as, the people that passed away within the last year or 2 of where I thought I should be, how I should have been or not been. I got to be real and know that those are feelings that I still feel sometimes. So,
Okay. Getting deep already. I
Yeah.
like it. I like it.
yeah.
You know what?
happened.
Out of all of those are a lot, okay? And I was like, okay, which one she said? I definitely am excited. I was just talking to my husband about like where we are and what we doing and like my perspective and like how we're like communicating better. Bills is paid. Like it's like you can't complain. Like it's okay. Like the things that you think that can go wrong, you stop thinking those things. And you notice those things that are just keep going right. Because, you know, these are the things that God have watched over me and his lives, you know, my kids' lives. Like I have to say that I am in a position to say thank you. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Even in the midst of change, because I read that book, like Who Moved My Cheese, it made me think different, you know, because if we're used to getting something from a source of a certain way, you're like, you get comfortable with it. But after COVID, after a lot of things, and just even moving to a whole nother state, meeting a whole group of different people, that all of these blessings have came to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, it's like, I don't know all three of them, but I'm going to say happy, excited, thankful, like, all I'm just dropping shit.
That's how excited you are. That's
the
that's
level
how
of
excited.
gratitude.
Gratitude. Like these are the words that I want to focus on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Put it out there, friend.
You feel me?
I feel you.
Like we doing big things.
All right, so we're all doing
triggers.
So y'all have been warned. That is your warning.
I know, I'm scared.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Where do you feel safest expressing your emotions? Do I read the bottom part too?
Let's do the first part, then the bottom part.
My church.
Or do you think they go together?
I think they go together. It helps you answer.
Yeah.
Talk to someone you trust about what makes these places, moments, people feel safe. Well, you guys are the people I trust right now. So,
thank you.
Of course. Where do you feel safest expressing your emotions? I would say my church. I found my vulnerability in church. I've cried in church. I cry almost every weekend in church. It's just a place that I feel safe to release, you know, and not feel judged.
Okay.
A safe space to release and not feel judged. I just saw this conversation with men. It's just interesting, but that's not today's show.
You have to answer the question. When have you felt safe? Because we're all answering questions.
Oh,
that's right. That's right. She got a point. She got a point.
All right. Where is it? What is it?
Where do you feel the safest expressing your emotions?
In the shower.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
That's my singing space.
I feel like there's a space, whatever it is about the shower, there's water coming in, it's rinsing me out, it's flowing down the drain, and then it's filling me back up, especially if I wash my hair. It's like one of those moments where I just stop and feel like the ancestors is pouring into the top of my head. Like, I don't know, it's the most vulnerable moment because you're naked and you're wet and you have a space to cry, you have a space to scream and sing, and I don't know, it's something about the shower. So that's probably one of the most vulnerable places.
Yes, mine is the car, bro. I don't know what it is about a mom that like to just sit in the car. Like, we used to eating in our car. We used to like crying in our car. We used to like getting our lives together in our car. It could be because we always on the go. It could be that just is where we're able to have peace.
Makes sense.
Okay?
Just a
like
minute
in
for you.
each room, I don't have a space just for me. I share with my husband, I share with my kids, I share with my mom. Like, all of that is in one household. So if I'm driving singular by myself, it's like I can think about everything. I can be able to just sit down and like be in my own thoughts, to be able to be like, dang, you know? Like, that's when I want to be able to cry and let it out. But I'm a crybaby, so people know I will cry no matter what. So
that makes sense. That makes sense. That's a good one. That's a good one. The car. Okay.
Friend, you need to cry more.
like, you know, I'm like, you can let it out, friend. You don't have to hold it all in, okay?
All right, so my card says, what do you notice in your body when you feel afraid and anxious? Write down what you notice: breathing, muscles, heart rate, chest, and skin. I feel so much tension all in the back of my neck, all of my head, to the point where it definitely makes my head hurt. If I feel anxious and afraid, it's like that body is just like...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would have to say my neck as well. It's just my demeanor changes. I start feeling stress or anxiety or anything like that. My demeanor changes. My shoulders hunch forward. I just end up shelling up almost. You know?
Your body is like
Yeah, I'm like
in protective mode.
Yeah, defense mode.
What's the question?
What do you notice in your body when you feel afraid and anxious?
Oh, I gotta go. My tummy hurts. Like, I just feel like I get like butterflies, really bad butterflies. Like you remember we just had like a night where we were all just gonna have fun together, and I was on like, oh, you up next? Who? What? I think I gotta go. I go to the outside. I just need air. Like I get really, really nervous, and my stomach immediately hurts. Immediately.
Like it balls up in knots.
It balls up in knots, and I have to like go. Like move out the way and go. It's like, ooh, sweating, okay?
All right, okay.
Okay, so mine's is, okay, when I feel fear in relationships, right? And I'm like, that's friendships, that's, you know,
whichever ship
and
you
whatever
make
ship
it.
I feel what when I feel fear. Finish the sentence. When I feel fear in relationships, I try to move the fuck on. I don't want to stay in fear. Like I don't want to be scared. I don't like to be scared. And that could be like vulnerable, you know, being vulnerable. You don't have to trust everybody because I give everybody A's when they see me. I'm working on, I feel, my fear is that I don't fear. Does that make sense?
Like you just go in.
Yeah. And I need to be more fearful in relationships. In any relationships. I'm so willing to, you know, I want a friendship. I want a relationship. I want to, like, these are the things that I want. So if I say that I'm scared of something in that, I mean, unless, you know, you start acting weird and like, you know, talking smack. Because I think in friendships, a lot of people talk smack, you know.
Okay.
So
on the low or on the high?
On the low and the high, you know.
Right.
When I feel fear in relationships, I get angry. I've had anger issues for a long time, and it's not always lashing out. It's not always in a response to something. But again, it comes down to demeanor. I become shut down, frustrated, snippy, quick, over observant, overthink. Like, fear for me doesn't translate well. I'm not scared of a lot of things, so when I feel fear in something, it means I have a lack of control. And me being dominant and codependent, a lack of control is a stressor for me. So
say it again.
Wait,
you were able to articulate something that I never really like thought it in a way. I don't say anger, but I like how you said certain things. Good job. Okay.
Thank you.
Wait, okay, so what did you relate to?
Girl, no, so there was a few things, you know, like I do not like lack of control. Like, you know, I like to be in control of myself. I can't control others, but I can control myself. And to be fearful of if I'm not able to based off of whatever, that is something my codependency is. And I know that I'm codependent on friendships, on relationships, on these things. That's why I'm so fearful of that. You get it? So it was, to me, it was like, oh shit, okay. That made me like understand something real quick. So I appreciate
about
that.
yourself.
About myself.
Thank you.
Open it up. That's what this is all about.
Man.
All right. When I feel fear in a relationship,
I'm sorry. I just had to laugh.
Can you look over there? Can you look somewhere else?
Oh man.
I shut down.
Yeah.
I shut down. I get quiet. I get over observant. If I'm fearful of what it is that may be going on, now I'm spiraling into trying to figure it out and or a solution, which could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing, because now I'm rambling with the conversations that we had, and I'm putting assumptions into place. Like, well, when they made this face and turned their head this way when she said this, what was she really saying? You know, because body language and all of that plays a part, and might be wrong, but there's this huge opportunity that I'm right. So
How
the
often
fear-
are you wrong, though, friend?
See,
The fear that I have is like, why do I have it? You know, it's almost like, I wonder why Beauty on the Beat didn't call me today. So I probably didn't think that yesterday or probably the last 3 years. Why did I think it today? Now that makes me very aware of the fact that this thought was there for a reason. Now, whether I know what the reason may be or not, could be good, could be bad, or could be my paranoia or my traumas and my triggers that's making me think of it that way. But at the same time, it also could be the fact that I probably need to reach out. So it's
That's
like,
exactly what I was
like
about to
intuition type.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
See, that's the thing. So, like you said, right, and a mixture of both of you, not a lot of people realize that codependency doesn't necessarily mean you depend on them for regular resources. Sometimes you depend on your partner to feel happy, sad. Sometimes you depend on friendships for happy, sad, or relations. The thing is what I've recently learned is that, just like you said, right, I will overthink myself into fear. So if you told me something a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, in a friendship, relationship, or even a month ago, I'll revisit the topic if I feel like it's an intuition as to why to revisit that topic. And I'm going to ask the question in a different way. I want to see if you're going to tell me the truth. If you don't, my mind will play every scenario possible in my head. And now I'm afraid that I'm right. I'm afraid that I just figured out like that aha moment. And then if I figure it out.
And that's why I asked her, how often are
Yeah.
you wrong when you feel what you feel? Right?
That should be on a t-shirt.
I'm just saying.
When you feeling what you're feeling, why am I feeling it? That'd be the question for me. It's like, I didn't plant this seed. This seed is planted. It became from
It
somewhere.
was already there.
Right.
So that, I think that's the part that I go back to.
Period.
All right, we done.
We done.
We
That
done.
was good.
All right.
Oh, that was deep. I
It
like
was
that.
deep.
That's a great way to
There's
start.
some other cards that go deeper, so we kind of skated with them questions. Those were, yeah. So we usually, y'all know that we have a topic and then we do a definition, because we like to define what we're talking about. We want to know what we're talking about. But I think this is probably the first time that we're going to do things a little bit different, because our topic is not of a situation or a article or anything. We're talking about you as the human. So there's no dictionary that can define that. And so I think that it's so cool that this is the first time that we're meeting, and our conversation that we had, it was like, it went from, we started the rocket and it went straight straight to the universe.
We should have recorded that conversation. That's how good the conversation was.
The conversation went straight, and I was like, he's talking about love language. Like, when you talking about love and having real conversations and wanting to have like solutions to the conversation, because people have conversations every day, and some of you guys get on my nerves. I'm just gonna tell you.
She do. Don't send her no more videos, y'all.
I just be like, why? You know, like okay, so the woman, okay, because I'm a female, I am born this way, in me cannot stand to see posts that with men talking bad about women. The human in me understands that there's a lot of triggers and traumas and things like that goes along with why the views are the views and things like that. So, with our conversation that we had, I realized that we probably gonna have to have a 2-part show.
I like that.
We're gonna have to do it because
She said, "Run it back."
Testosterone again.
it was just going and flowing. I was like, okay, so you know, y'all know how my brain work at this point. I was like, no, we got to separate this. We got to separate it because one is just a chunk that just needs to be talked about, and then one is just, it has its own place and it has its own space. So I do think that it's important that people know who you are. So let the people know who is.
Somebody called us.
Where?
That's what it's saying. I'm excited. My bad.
Hello, who's calling? We got a caller for real? Okay. All right. So let us know. Who are you? I know I did a small introduction, but let people know like who you are. Who's the person? Who's the man? The myth, the legend.
Well, You already know my name is Devon. I was previously a dancer. Is this better? Okay. You already know my name is Devon. I was previously a dancer. Who I am is unworthy. Who I am is complicated, a work in progress, a failure but a success, a lover and a fighter. I am a perfect imperfection. I'm a work in progress every day. I fall short and yet stand up. I'm me.
That was
A girl, you see, I was like, all right, I think I'm listening.
that was straight to the point. That was straight to the point. That was an introduction that needed no other introduction.
Yeah, good job.
And I think it's beautiful, a segue into your journey, right? You told me that this will be the first time that you allowed anyone to even hear your testimony. So it's definitely an honor of myself and Beauty on the Beat to have you here on Let's Talk Love.
Thank you.
Utilizing this space to tell such an amazing story. So before we get into it, why is the reason why you chose here? Why did you choose now?
I prayed on it a lot. I kept asking God, because I've talked personally with people about when I should talk about my testimony. I've told it to some individuals in a personal setting, like church or whatever. And I knew I had to lean on God because he wants to use my platform for something. And I've used it enough for personal gain. At this point, it's all glory be to him. So whenever he tells me to do something without doubt, I'll do it. I prayed on it. He told me that I need to find a platform to talk about my testimony. But it was very specific that my platform had to have a positive energy behind it, a good support, a good audience. And as soon as I saw Carice, there was no doubt that that was the person I was supposed to reach out to. So I reached out to her and I said, listen, and she's always shown me love. She's always been supportive. I mean, even when I had little to no followers, she was liking posts. She cared, right? So I knew there was always love, always a positive energy. And I knew there's no other place to where I can glorify God in a place that was safe other than her. So that's why.
Wow. Okay, fine ass Carice. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's talk about your testimony. Why are we here? How did you get here?
Okay, so I grew up Baptist, but I didn't really understand God. I had a longing for a father figure. And I wanted a role model that was like me. And I could never really find anybody like me. I was always different, right? I used to be really introverted. And then as I got older, we'll fast forward till when I was in Vegas, 21, I started dancing. I became pagan. So I was a Norse pagan, like the Vikings. I believed in Valhalla. I talked to like Odin, Thor, stuff like that. It wasn't so much a belief system in them. It was just a warrior in me that was willing to die about whatever, and in paganism, the best way to make it to Valhalla, which is what heaven is for pagans, was to die in battle with your hand on your weapon. So to me, that's a great way to be aggressive and angry at everybody. Get you mad, get you to fight me, and then if you could kill me, I get to go be with my creators. All on the fact that all I did was what I wanted to do.
Wow.
So, and that followed me all the way up until about 1.5 years ago. And I have a daughter, right? So that's not really a good way to look at things. But again, I've always been with the smoke. And I've always wanted to prove myself. The ego and the chip in me wanted to prove to everybody how tough I was, because inside I didn't know me. But I knew that growing up I was bullied. I dealt with racism. And I knew the aggressive part of me and the fighter and the one that's willing to die about it stopped all the bullying, because I meant it. I was willing to die. There's no question. It didn't matter what day. It didn't matter how old I was. So what led me to God was this. About 1.5 years ago, I was in my bedroom. I just got done watching a couple movies, and God kept popping up, right? But not like pagan God, like actual God, Jesus Christ God, right? Started popping up in movies, and I'm like, yeah, all right. I used to go around campus and ridicule Christians that would come up and talk to me. So when they would talk to me, they'd stop. Everyone stops you. Hey, can you have a second to talk about Jesus Christ? Sure. I would ridicule them. I would make fun of Jesus. I would say very, very vulgar things about Jesus. Not only that, I would embarrass them for believing in it. And because I'm good with words, I would make them fumble on their testimony. I'd make them fumble on what they were telling me. to make them look stupid. And when they did in front of other people, I made their faith look like nothing. Then they'd question themselves. If I can get them away from faith, I was winning, right? Because the devil was working on me, and he was winning. And so one night, my daughter's asleep. I was watching movies. I was alone in my bedroom, and I looked at my daughter, and I realized I was 4 days away from an eviction. So 25-day notice in there. I had about 4.5 days left, and I was out. My daughter had nothing. I had nothing in my bank account. Work wasn't going like that. I wasn't making nothing. I was negative. I wouldn't say I was contemplating suicide, but I just didn't have a way out, and I always have a way out. So I'm like, you know what? God, if you real, I want to see you. I've been calling, because everyone used to come up to me and they'd say, do you believe in God? I was like, well, he has my number. He know where I'm at. Call me. Call me. My ego was like, call me, right? You God, right? You could do whatever. My cell phone number is this. Go ahead, call me, right? You could do whatever. Ego. And that night, I hit my knees. I said, if you're real, I surrender to you, but I need you to show up for me, because I don't deserve you, but she does. I don't deserve this love, but she does. And I can't fail her and my ego. So if you're here and you're listening, I need your help. That next day, I got a $3,500 deposit from a car accident that happened months before. It was a fender bender. And normally it takes two weeks to a month to deposit the money. Somehow it hit within an hour. And that was enough to cover my rent, my bills, and extra for food and toys for her. I mean, it was just what I needed. I said, okay, I hear you. I'm here. I'm yours. Whatever I got to do. That happened in August, the end of August. By October 15th, I was baptized. I count that as me getting saved. Ever since then, I started volunteering in the church. I'm there every Sunday. I've only missed in person about 4 times, and I watch it online. I don't miss a service. Mm-hmm. I don't miss an opportunity to worship God. I talk to him every day. I pray every time before I eat. I am unworthy. I am nothing without him. But it took a lot. So I have Till Valhalla tattooed on my head. I have Necessary Evil tattooed on my head. The last tattoo I got praying hands with the armor of God on it, and I got 2 Bible verses on the back of my head. Now I have upside down crosses on me. I have God ends here. I have pagan and evil things, right? A demon on me. I have a lot of things. And, for a while I asked God, should I cover these? There's one he wants me to cover, and that's the one where it says God ends here, because it's blasphemous. It's not true. He never ends. But the rest are testimony. So I got, like I said, the armor of God and praying hands on the top of my head. And then on the back of my head, I got Timothy 1:12, which states, although I was unworthy, you chose me for service and loved me anyways. Mm-hmm. And then Romans 8:31, which says, if God is for us, who could be against us? And those are the 2 that stood out to me the most. Where I'm at now is anytime someone talks to me about Jesus Christ, I'll take a second. I don't care what you believe in. We can talk, because I owe him that. I want to be a humble servant. I still fall short of grace every day. But God has done such amazing things in my life since then. I fell out. So when I first came into God, I asked him, remove all the people from my life that aren't supposed to be there. Everybody. He removed my father.
They had to go.
He removed my father. He removed my friends. I lost a lot of people. Fast. So for 9 months, I didn't talk to my biological father. And I started sharing testimonies on Facebook. I started, reaching out, telling people about God, spreading his message. And one of my father's friends reached out and said, hey, you need to talk to your dad. I said, I'm not. He don't get to talk to me. Like, I had anger. He goes, do you believe in Jesus Christ? I said, with all my heart. He goes, what does he say about forgiveness? I said, to forgive anybody. He said, say it again. I said, forgive anybody. He goes, how many times can somebody betray you and you have to forgive them? What does the Bible say? 77 times. Okay. Has your dad reached that point yet? I said, no. He said, okay, then you need to listen to your son. You need to forgive your father. You need to have a conversation with him, because God wants to work through you and through him. So the next day, I sat down with my father. We didn't talk about anything in the past. We didn't rekindle anything. He gave his life to Jesus Christ right in front of me, because he saw what Jesus did to me. Mm-hmm. Same thing happened with one of my friends. He called me on his birthday, gave his life to Jesus Christ. 2 days later, he's back in the penitentiary. Not because of his fault, because he got violated on parole for driving a work truck to work. But they just wanted to railroad him. And I prayed on it, because I didn't want him to lose faith. I knew the devil was coming. The devil's coming for him because he crossed over. I talked
Yeah.
to him. I talked to him about a week later, and he said, "No, my faith's still here. I know God loves me. I'm good." I said, "Just remember, look into Paul in the Bible. Paul went through all types of trials and tribulations in jail. That's where his faith came from. And I'm always here. I put money on his books. I reached out to him. I love him. Shout out to Jake. For real, I love you, bro." But yeah, that's my testimony. And there's been a lot of stuff in between that's happened that God's done amazing things in my life. But I needed a platform to tell people that they see what God's doing now. They see how I talk about him. But I was far from worthy. I'm still not worthy. I still sin. I'm still not perfect. I still cannot live up to anything like Jesus. But I try. And the guilt I feel is because of who I was. Because I used to shame him. Because I don't deserve the love he gives me. So that's why I feel guilty. Because every day, although I know I fall short, although I know he gives me so much, I still can't live up to the things that he deserves for me to live up to. So I will forever be burdened with the idea that I am a sinner. But I'm okay with that because I'm not alone.
Where you at that?
You already know. Okay, that was to me so many layers. Just because I know God is real, and coming from an abused childhood, my mother being on drugs, and like it is what it is. That's my testimony, right? But I feel like I still come with like sunshine. I still come with a heart of gold because that's what he brought me here to be. That's what he brought me here to be. So
No matter what.
So for that to know that the things that I went through doesn't define me, okay? It just adds to my story. It adds to my testimony. So I appreciate you giving us, being able to give you that platform, because to me, that's right on time. Okay? Like, what? The day after? Like, wait a minute. But that's how you know when it's like, I could be homeless. I could have my kids that ain't healthy. I could have a horrible husband. I could have a horrible life, but I don't. And it's not through me. It's not through me. It's in me because of him. And I know that. And even though I am not a churchgoer, meaning go to church every Sunday, or I grew up, my mom is a Jehovah's Witness, and I grew up as a Baptist. So to me, it was like all the things, the negative things that I see in religion, just like when I talk to people, I'm like, like the Bible. Me and my friend always have conversations, because it's never a debate, but a conversation. Right. I'm like, the Bible to me is a story. It's a book that told, like, if me and you were all hanging, these are the testimonies and stories that happened to me. Because as a Jehovah's Witness, you read the Bible every year. Right. And you're learning it more and more. And that's what I enjoyed about that religion, is that I studied. I became a student of the Bible. Right. I that's faith for me. But I appreciate the things that I don't have to make other people feel. And you were honest. You would make the people who believe. It's not my job to make you believe. That's not my job. My job is to show up who I am, who God destined me to be. My job is not to ridicule you or anyone that choose to be different or outside of the limelight of what God has. My job is to love you through it, no matter what. Right. Because we're all human. So I appreciate your story, young man. Thank you.
Young man, like she's somebody.
I'm 40, baby. Okay. I'm part of the rich auntie gang.
Yeah. I think that the story is amazing, and I think that if more people just really take the time and step into themselves, they can really have a space to tell their testimonies too. Because we all have a story to tell, and it's not to take away from anybody else's story. It's just being strong enough to stand in it is so powerful that, you know, it's like, okay, like I've been through this. We just did a women's empowerment conference. And they were like, you know, you had everybody crying in there. I'm looking at everybody. I thought I was looking at everybody, but I didn't see anyone crying.
Right.
And in my mind, I'm like, it's just one story that I told. And if that many people can relate to that one story, just imagine how much we relate to each other on multiple levels to the point where like we really could be compassionate to one another.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you should lead with compassion because you never know what somebody is going through, been through, maybe overcoming, maybe currently, you know, like it's just, you just don't know. You know what I mean? So I think the story was definitely super powerful. And I know that we're supposed to get into love and relationships. That's how I knew. I was like, this is going to be good because you said that you were a dancer and you've given your life over to God. So are you no longer dancing at all?
I may or may not dabble in that.
You may
activity.
retire and come back out.
You know what I mean?
I gave you the body.
Nothing is set in stone. I'll tell you this, right? For a long time, I felt shamed to force lust and temptation. And not in the sense like you have to, but I'm good at my job. So you come in there, I mean, if I'm your flavor, I'm your type. You know what I mean? And I'm going to fit that bill. I'm not everybody's flavor. Not everybody likes whiskey. Not everybody likes Baileys in their coffee. But if you do, I got just the right amount for you. So the thing is like I felt guilty because I felt like I was shaming God because I was leading people to temptation. But after praying on it recently, you know, I've come to realize that sometimes I have to make sacrifices in who I am and what I do in order to achieve what I need to. Right now, it's really important that I pass my LSATs. It's really important that I give my daughter a good future, right? So now that I'm 30, now that I
told you, young man, I said it. All right, young man.
for me to have the free time to hang out with my daughter, to be with her all week with no child care, just me and her, and then to study my LSATs, to go to school full time, taking over full class. I'm taking 6 classes a semester. The average is 4. For me to do that, I need something that frees up time. And if that means working on the weekends to do it, you know what I mean? I have a good goal and I have a strong mindset. I haven't been, you know, I limit myself on alcohol. I'll drink socially. Jesus did too.
I mean,
And where else was
that's
Jesus
what
at?
I'm trying
He
to
was
say.
in the brothels. He was in the places where
I
they
just
needed
feel
to
like
be. Okay.
God is the real
Thank you.
N-I-G-G-A. You know,
I mean, I'm just saying, look, I'm just saying you got to be gangster to carry a cross. Look at everybody and say, you know,
I'm here though.
forgive them for they know not what they do.
you got to be gangster to love everybody unconditionally. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to
As
figure out
Jesus did.
how people keep skipping over that part. But like I heard lust and love too. So do you think there is a big variation between the two?
Oh, yes. Okay. I'm glad you asked. So I know lust really well, like we spoke about, right? I feel like
Either way.
I feel like, so I told you this briefly, and this we can probably go into the next segment, but I used to be a dating coach. So I would teach men, before I was a dancer, I would teach men how to approach women, and I would teach women how to retain men. And
Okay.
I did it
All right.
as a service. I was, you know, the low-key hitch. And I got some friends out there that are way better than me, so just, if y'all watch it, I know. But lust is different, right? Lust is something you can flirt with. Love you cannot control. Who you love and what you love is out of your control, and that's what's scary, right? I'm afraid of love because I heard Kevin Gates say something like this, but he said, when I love somebody, I'm willing to die for you. I'm all in. And it's a character flaw, sure, but that's just who I am. I can't love you a little bit. I either love you completely or not at all. I can be cold to you and not mess with you at all. But if I love you, I'm all the way in. And sometimes that's a fault. Sometimes that hurts me. Sometimes it's got me into bad positions. But that's why I said, when it comes to lust, I can control that. I know what I need to do. So if I was to give a definition to both, right? If I was to explain what lust and love was, I would say lust is the ability to tempt somebody or to be tempted by somebody in a way that you want them, but it's temporary, right? Love is something that you cannot control, that can come from all different ways and directions, from all different flavors, animals, people, objects, and different. And yet at the same time, no one can explain the feeling. They can just explain the outcome. If I say I love you, you know I love you, but you can't explain how I love you. See, like, not to compare people to animals, but my dogs, I could yell at them, scream at them, leave the house, and 10 minutes later come back, and they're more happy to see me than any person I've ever come across because they don't hold resentment. They love to see me. My presence is a blessing to them, right? I can't explain how that dog loves me, but I know the dog loves me. But at the same time, I can offend my mom, and my mom's my person. That's my rock. I love her to death. That is, man, God gave me such a reward with my mama. But I can upset my mom and she didn't want to answer my call. And I know she loved me more than anything in the world. But there's some times where she's like, you take a second to think about what you said, young man. You know what I mean? So, again, right? The dog doesn't love me anymore, but it's just a different type of love. And how could I explain that to anybody?
You know, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Please.
Not devil's advocate because I don't really even like that term, but I think that the dog does that because it doesn't have a specific way to verbalize it. Doesn't mean it doesn't feel that way.
Of course.
You know, but I get what you're saying because my dog, I feel like she be letting me know,
she
like,
be knowing though, and the Smokey been
you
like,
made me feel away. I'm like, my bad. Come on,
she do. She was.
Okay,
and I'm not gonna hit you.
I agree with that. The dog,
Hey,
they do have a way. They do have a way to be like,
They don't come back no rough
like,
no more. They
girl.
like when
The
you
pouting
come
face.
in, they like, let me just, I'm gonna go stay in my room. Here she come. Oh no.
But we had this talk about animals and humans in a sense of that, like we've been studied so much that there's a level of programming, right? And as much as you try to program an animal, their loving instincts just show, and you know, just recording them in the natural habitat, it shows, you know, the level of love and companionship and parenting and everything. So
But
it's
they
like
match your energy too, because like in my household, just recently, my niece is there and the baby. My dog will, if you're anxious, it start barking. Like, what's going on? Like, I feel you. Right. You're not calm. Like, when my mom was gone, he was not barking no time, no nothing. I'm like, Mom, when you're anxious, he's anxious.
right.
When you're in arms, like he's ready. He's ready to go.
yeah.
So
attack.
you can really
feel what
see.
you feel.
You know what's the crazy part though too? Just thinking about what you just said, it just came to me, right? A dog's love, you could see it. You don't have to hear it from them, but visually you can feel their energy. They can also feel when you're upset. They can feel when you're sad. They can feel when you're happy.
Yeah.
It's a feeling. The energy is clear. With love, right? Some people are so good with lust that they can fake love so well that you never saw it coming. Because remember, Judas loved Jesus too.
Are they faking love, or is lust something that they really think that this is how you love?
Well, sometimes, okay, the traumatic response, right, could be that lust could be a love language to some. But I would say that there's some people that their motives are what they love. So once they figure out, and this is what I teach everybody that's around me, anybody that I love, anybody I'm with, if you can figure out someone's motive, you can always play the chess game with them on an even playing field. But the minute you lose track of their motive, you put yourself in danger, because now you don't know where they're coming from. If I know someone loves me abundantly, there's a handful of people I know without a sliver of doubt that I can trust completely, and that they love me. So I don't have to worry about their motive. I don't have to watch their motive because I know it comes from a place of love.
Right.
But if I don't know, I have to figure out your motive, which is why I'm more observant. And it's easy to find people's motive when it comes to lust. You could tell where they're lacking. You can tell what they want. You can tell what they came in there for with lust. But if someone is lacking in love because they grew up in survival, some people that grew up in survival can play love really, really well, but not know what love truly is. I know some people that want to love, desire love, need love.
So bad.
But they grew up in survival, so the only thing they know how to love is themselves enough to survive. So they're very self-preservant.
Do you remember the show that we had about people who love being in love?
Yes.
What was it? That was a good one because I didn't know about that. And the way that he's saying it, it's like you are so good at wanting to be loved, you show this.
Yeah, you play the game.
It's like I try to mimic whatever it is this person may want me to be, and it's like, do I ever really know who I am and how I should show up?
That
in
was
a
what's the name?
relationship?
He said it on what's called.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon. He said it. He said he was. Wow.
Now,
What?
What we were talking about.
I'm not going. I
Allegedly.
forgot the rules when it came to like vulgar terms here, so I'm going to keep it PG.
You good?
No, this is finance, Caris.
Okay, so so one of the little gems I used to tell women before, right? Like you
Give us all
said,
the gems.
you were just talking about, love being loved. When you give someone a goal, and the goal isn't love, they'll play whatever board or whatever mirroring they need to do. So I tell women this, and again, I'm not going to begin to say I know it all because I don't. I'm still a student of the game. But if a woman is telling a guy like, we got to wait to be sexual, so you're gonna make him wait on the coochie, okay? And then you tell him you need a title first. You didn't change his objective. You moved the end line. You moved the finish. That's it. So if his end goal is pussy,
He'll be there.
he'll be the relationship and be the partner you need to get his motive fulfilled. If he needs to feel loved, but necessarily doesn't need to give love, he'll move any way he needs to get to that end goal. So I tell women all the time, don't say that you're not going to have sex outside of a relationship to a guy. You can mean it in your heart. You don't have to say it, because as soon as you say it, if his goal is to sleep with you, if he has the time, he'll play whatever card you need him to play. You want him to be a gentleman? Cool. You want him to dine you? Cool. You want him to take you out? Cool. You want him to love and adore you, meet your family, show up for you, bring you flowers? You need all that? Cool. He'll play that role depending on how his motive plays out. But if you don't give him an end goal and you make it clear, like, I don't know what we are, we're just kind of moving. Now he has to figure out your motive. Now he can't play your obstacle course. He can't finesse you out of it, because I've seen a lot of women get hurt in the idea that they'll tell a guy, oh, I'm not going to sleep with you unless I'm in a relationship. And the guy's like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we can wait. And then here he is playing the boyfriend. Hey, babe, how's it going, baby? Good morning, beautiful. What's going on? Hey, let's go out on Friday. Let's do this on Wednesday. Hey, you want to go to the movies? Oh, you want to spend the night? We can have a nightcap. Let's talk about things. Let's talk about your feelings. Now you've built up enough rapport.
Why do that if that's not what you want to do?
He just want that coochie.
Listen, girl, I'm
That
trying to get some of
coochie.
your coochie, because a lot of times they just want to give some coochie up too.
But that's why the girls who say, just give me some dollars. I mean, it'd be like, take me out, do this, do that. I think some of those things should be a fair exchange. I'm just saying, in that way.
I agree.
Okay?
But here's the issue.
Never happened to me.
we gotta wrap it up. See, I told y'all, look, we have so many topics that we didn't even get a chance to touch on. So we got about 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
What is it that's something that you guys would like to touch on real quick? Because you coming back.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
you
gotta have
gotta
it.
come
Okay. Touch on from this segment or in general?
In general.
I want to say that to all the men watching, you don't always have to be tough, and vulnerability is still a skill set. So it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to show who you are and still protect yourself. Coming from a man that's been aggressive and had a chip on my shoulder my whole life, this is the first time I'm being publicly vulnerable. And I think that it's a big relief, because ultimately who I am, I shouldn't be ashamed of. And if I kind of peel back the layers of who I am, whether people like me or not, they at least get the real me. So if you're watching this and you feel like you got to put on a facade because your end goal is to get some or to get money or whatever, you think that's your play, just be you. God loves you where you are, and follow him through it all. You'll get to where you need to get to.
I hope y'all opened your hearts to let that little message in there, because your heart probably needed it to feel that little sliver. Sometimes it's like a splinter that hurts so bad.
That just, you needed to pick it.
You just need that thing pulled out, and it's okay. Like, it's okay. And I really want men to know that we want to hear from you. We care about you. So it's not all women that feel like that. So we definitely appreciate you coming in.
Thank y'all so much.
I already knew that this was not gonna work in 55 minutes, but We're going to have you back. We'll get you on the calendar. You let me know when you're available. We love you guys, and make sure that you guys are getting your tickets for the Hotcast for Podcast Festival, October 19th at 11 a.m. at the Space. You can get it on Hot 702.5 FM, and we'll see y'all next Thursday. Come talk love with us. Bye.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.